they say that content is king, and I don't know if content is king or queen, but it is 50% of your digital battle in trying to position your business in front of the consumers, the core customers that you want in your base. And here's what we see. I mean, we see people just listing services, and this really is ineffective unless you're a limited competition market, which most of us don't have the pleasure of being in. But this is not really going to position you in front of the audience you want to see. So then we see a lot of this where we've got a keyword or a service up here, and we've built out some content, which is better, but this we would call thin content. And this comes from a website of a company that's got 26 locations. And when you put brake repair and the city that they operate in, they're nowhere to be found, because this is, again, does not pick you up as an authority. And I land on this one and I hover over services and I see all these and I'm like, okay, here we go. Somebody's built out some content. I click auto repairs, and you can't read this, don't try to. I'm not trying to show you what the content is. I'm trying to show you that if you scroll down here, there's a lot of content. I thought, oh hell, somebody's done their work here. This is good. But just the same as you have software to plug in and scan diagnostic codes, there's software to scan the internet. And here's what we find with this content in particular. It could be improved from a readability standpoint. There's an opportunity to improve from an SEO standpoint, but the biggest problem we're dealing with here is it's duplicate content. It's not original. And here's a list of all the other sites with the exact same content. This is a challenge that plagues our industry and is not an ideal strategy at all. In fact, you can read here what Google will say in their advanced SEO guidelines about duplicate content if you're in this camp. So how do we do it properly, or how do we recommend you do it properly? If, you know, this is for a site we've launching in Sumner, Washington, and it's not a big market, but air conditioning is important. So we look into the keyword traffic to say, is there good search volume around this? And for a smaller market, you can see there's lots of keywords used and plenty of monthly volume. So we say, okay, we want to be in front of these people. And in order to compete with the top 10 ranking sites in that market, we got to do about 650 words. We got to layer in these other semantic keywords or related keywords to the keyword we're trying to target, structure the site and the page properly, add internal, hopefully external links and images. And once you've done that, now you've given yourself a chance. Same thing applies with content and tires. I mean, we see lots of names listed where you click it and nothing happens. Maybe you click it and then you go to a tire manufacturer website. That's not good. That's good for the manufacturer, not good for the retailer. You know, or we see a ton of this, you know, again, duplicate content. This is 3 businesses with the same website in the city, and we can show you in Edmonton, in a small town like Aurelia, people almost on the same block running the exact same sites. It's a shame, but I said to a client we're onboarding in Miami, I get it. Like if we built a site for somebody and then sold that site to 10, 20, 30 other people, that'd be great for us, but it's not the most effective for the retailer. Again, using tires as an example, and this is a good indicator for consumer behavior too, but if we wanted to be relevant in Boston for winter tires, we do the keyword research, and funny what we find here is that although the industry's been trying to train people about winter as opposed to snow tires, the people in Boston are still using snow tires 10 times more frequently than winter tires in their search. So if we're only going to design one page, we better go to snow tires first instead of winter tires. But putting yourself in the position with research to understand what the consumers actually in search for is important, with things like diagnostics or maybe check engine light as opposed. But, you know, we do the research in the top 10 sites here. You know, we need 1,000 words to position ourselves with them, and everything else is the same. And so once we've developed that content, we run it through the same software, make sure we're getting good scores before we put it out there.
Moving with InMotion brands is just night and day difference. The communication's better, the website's better, the SEO, everything they're talking about is absolutely true.
As far as I felt it was more collaborative, kind of like more of a team environment of I didn't have to know everything.
And every month I have a meeting with them. We have new ideas, and you can talk about your SEO and why am I not here, and they're very thorough with showing you their progress and what's happening and the reasons why.
Speak about the transition to where it is has been great. So I appreciate it, making it easy. Just taking that off my plate.
Rob here. I'm with Motion Brands now for several months. I know the business is growing. The people that come in my shop, new clients who come in my shop, I ask them, where do you hear from us? And it's the same thing all the time. We Googled you.
I want to know where my money's going. That's part of it. But at the same time, I just feel like we have a team member now.
So I got nothing but good things to say about InMotion Brands, and our relationship is constantly evolving.
Strengthen your digital strategy with IMB.